are Marc and Mandy. Last year we built our family cottage and it nearly tore us apart. But we got through it and fell in love with the process. And we're doing it again. This time, we're building our home.
The house is too small. You know, it was great when it was just you and me with a baby, and then even with two like little, now that they're bigger.
Well, we have no room for anything. I feel like our closets are full, we have no storage, we have no family room. If we're gonna build, I wanna build in the city. I want the convenience. We're so close to work. Why don't we find a lot in the city that fits our budget?
I think you need to call Darren.
Well, how about we do this? How about we
we
tell him that we want to look at a couple different places, and I'll have an open mind, you have an open mind, and then hopefully you'll have more of an open mind.
So that's how it all started. And the next thing I know,
Yes? Yep, that sounds lovely.
we've enlisted the help of our friend and realtor Darren to help scope out some properties.
This is a nice neighborhood.
It is, there's a lot of character around here.
I like it.
I want a spot in the city. Mandy wants country. I have no idea what we'll end up with.
Wow, that is a big pile of dirt.
What is going on here?
This is recently demolished. You can kind of see they still have the tracks here from the machine that came in and cleaned it up a little bit.
Wow.
This lot here is a little bit on the narrower side, I would say, like
Yeah.
Just a little.
50 feet wide, and it's about 125 feet deep.
Okay.
Okay, so we'd have to build 2 stories or in 1.5.
Yeah, 2-story and 1.5-story you'd be probably limited to.
I'm not in love with it.
No, eh?
No.
You don't love it? The dirt?
I can live with dirt. It's not big enough. Do you have anything else?
I've got a couple more that we can look at. Let's maybe scoot out and look at a couple more.
Okay.
Well, that search got off to a rocky start, but we're not giving up.
There was absolutely no space there. How do you expect to build on that
There is
lot?
lots of space.
I could stretch my arms out and almost touch the house on each side.
It's
small.
my fault you got long arms. Darren's next place for us to look at is in a nearby charming small town. It offers a mix of what Mandy and I both want, city and country.
Darren, to me this seems like it's a little bigger. What are the dimensions on the lot?
Dimensions here were about 60 by 200.
It's got like a small community vibe, but still city feel to it.
Yeah, it's kind of like country living, but not isolation mode kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Where's the driveway?
Well, you guys may be responsible for a little bit of infrastructure on this one. As you can kind of see, there's no approach or anywhere to really drive onto the property right now,
No.
so that could be a little bit of a challenge, especially.
And right off the highway too.
The highway is right there.
Yeah, it's kind of
100%.
there.
And we've got 2 little kids.
And the noise.
And a dog who likes to bolt every chance she gets. And the noise.
And when you're building, at the end of the day, guys, you got to make sure that it's something that you're going to like, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right now, I don't love it.
This was an interesting property, definitely better than the first one, but it's not what we're hoping for. So the search continues. This time, we're heading way out into the countryside to check out a new listing.
Oh, I love the fresh air.
You don't miss the
And
whole
listen,
city
listen,
must?
listen. There's no traffic.
Yeah, you can go
No
missing.
traffic.
No one would even know.
I really wanted you to take a look at this one because it does check a lot of the boxes. So you're sitting
It's
on
huge.
just shy of an acre of land, yeah.
An acre.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And it's actually a little bit lower than what you guys were intending to spend.
Ooh, another plus.
I feel like there's just room to breathe here. The kids can play. I can have a big garden. You could do a shop if you wanted.
The picture that I'm sort of seeing is you guys are kind of looking for a nice sprawling kind of house.
Yes.
With a lot like this, you don't have to worry about being too encroached close to your neighbors, nothing like that.
Yeah.
You've got your room to roam here.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it.
There's
And
more
it's
properties.
huge.
I don't like being rushed into something.
But when you rush sometimes, when it comes down to it, it comes from the gut, and I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the right one, honey. The kids are gonna love it here.
I can definitely see them liking it. You want to put in an offer?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay.
Good talk?
I think we'll do it.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're doing this again. We just got over the chaos of building the cabin.
Why is it that as soon as, life settles a little bit, we're like, let's do
It's
this
because
again?
we get bored.
Why are we building again?
Oh, because it's gonna be fun. It's going to be an adventure.
Mandy's an optimist. I sure hope she's right. Whether it's fun or not, I have to agree, it'll be an adventure. After we bought this country property to build our dream home on, we waited a few weeks for the ground to thaw so that the excavator could move in and get this project rolling. We're not doing a basement, just a crawl space, so there wasn't too much digging to do. Unfortunately, the weather was awful. The snow kept coming back and melting like Mother Nature couldn't make up her mind. So by the time Rona dropped off our delivery of lumber supplies, things were a sloppy mess on the job site. Joe and his team from Axis Framing have their job cut out for them as they kick things off by preparing the footing for the foundation in this mud hole.
What's the process here? We're basically gonna peg everything out.
Yeah, so the 2x10s go around all the way.
Okay.
And then now once we have that, then we'll measure over because it's a 30-inch footing.
And then add some rebar in.
Add some rebar. And then concrete is coming from McMunn at 2 o'clock.
And then I guess let's get moving, eh?
That's right.
Okay, cool. Good thing you moved your hand.
Despite the lousy weather, we pushed ahead getting ready for pouring the cement.
My boots keep getting stuck.
And later that morning, I headed back to the studio thinking everything was going great. And of course, that's when everything went off the rails. Joe found out the footing needs to get inspected before we can pour any concrete.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice messaging system. Please record your message.
Hi, this is Joe from Access Framing. Just need to know what I need to do here for an inspection for the footing. I have concrete coming at 2 o'clock right now. I was wondering if I just videotaped everything from the footing and sent that to you, if that would get you what you needed for the inspection. Thank you.
He tried calling the inspector a bunch of times, but didn't get a response.
Your call has been forwarded.
If the inspector doesn't like the footing, he could have us rip out all of the concrete and give us a hefty fine.
Hey, Marc.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey,
I can't get a hold of the building inspector for that inspection.
the concrete's on its way, right?
That's right. And I really don't want to delay this anymore. We already had some delays from the weather.
Yeah, exactly. So what would be plan B?
Just cancel?
It was a really hard decision to make, but I knew I had to cancel the concrete, if possible. For all I knew, the cement trucks could already be on their way. Joe quickly reached out to McMunn and Yates and managed to stop the trucks from leaving the factory.
I have concrete booked now for 3 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm hoping between now and tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I can hear from this inspector.
Me too.
In addition to having our busy day totally canceled, now there's a storm coming overnight that will dump a bunch more snow. What was that Mandy said about fun and adventure? The good news is the inspector approved our footing just in time as the McMunn and Yates concrete truck arrived. Joe and his crew got the footing poured, and after a few days passed by, the concrete is all set and we're ready for the next step, which is building the foundation with our Amvic ICF blocks. And today, I'm on site to take part in the adventure.
So the beauty of using an Amvic ICF system is that it's very easy to install. It's a click-together system, just like so. So as you can see inside here, we have the rebar that's on our footing. That's gonna tie basically our footing into our foundation here. And then we're gonna grab these corners, these rebar corners, and we wanna have those from the halfway mark towards the inside. That's where you wanna clip them in. So we're gonna slip this under here, just like so. And around the corner right there. You see how it just like locks everything together? So there you go, we have our cut and we're gonna slip it into the rebar here. Now that we have our ICF block in place here, we just gotta clip in our rebar. And the trick is for that is you grab it and you basically pull it in place and it's right in the groove, and there we go.
One of the best things about this Ambic ICF system is how fast it all comes together. It's like stacking building blocks, one on top of the other. Joe and his crew are working quickly to get everything laid out and ready for the cement that will be coming our way later in the day. And we're also doing a cement floor, so Joe has to lay plastic down for that and seal it. But before he could finish, the inspector came back to check out the foundation. We need his approval in order to pour any concrete. And unfortunately, he notices something that needs to be fixed right away. There needs to be a vertical pipe installed which connects to the sump pit for venting radon gas. Eventually, the plumber will connect a stack to that pipe which will vent through the roof. It's a good thing he caught it, because it would have been a lot harder to install something like that after the concrete was poured. The crew started fixing the problem immediately because the concrete's been ordered and is on its way, and there's no time to waste. As the pumper truck arrived and began getting ready to push cement,
Hello.
Joe finally got word that the site was approved, and just in time as the first cement truck arrived on scene. Everyone jumped into action, starting with getting those ICF blocks filled. It was a huge day on site, and I'm looking forward to telling the family all about it.
Who's hungry?
Emily, watch out, baby. This is hot. Mom's coming in beside you. You know what'll be nice is a little bit of a bigger dining room.
Right? A little bit more space?
Okay, Daddy, how did it go on the build site today?
Oh, what didn't happen? We set up the foundation, all the ICF blocks went in, the concrete was poured. So finally we have a foundation, but now we actually have to start framing.
When's that gonna start?
Anytime now. We gotta let the concrete cure and away we go. So finally we're gonna start building. This is the part that I love the most because then you start seeing something.
It's been a few days since the foundation was poured, and I'm eager to join Joe and his crew at the job site. Grown-up has already been by and dropped off a bunch of supplies.
Hey Joe, so the foundation's all done?
Yeah, so we finished that. That went really well. We're moving on now to the framing. So we're gonna install the beams,
Okay.
joist the floor, sheet the floor, and then start building walls.
Perfect, well that's exciting.
Today's goal for the crew is to get the main beam in place with all of the floor joists, and if we're lucky, we might even get a few walls put up. While helping out, I realized we actually may be short a few things and asked Mandy to pop by Roanoke and pick up what we need. I'm glad she was able to sneak away from work for a few hours to do something she loves, shopping.
Who needs a man? The girl can load her own lumber.
When Mandy arrived at the job site, it was her first time seeing the place since it was a muddy hole in the ground. So I was very excited to give her a tour.
Do you like my moat?
I love your moat. Are we keeping it?
No.
While checking out the foundation, Mandy suddenly fell ill.
Okay.
She's not been feeling great off and on for quite a while now, and it's really starting to worry me.
For the last year and a half, I've been dealing with some health issues that are getting progressively worse. I've been dealing with daily severe pain, and I'm hoping to get some answers. I've been hospitalized for pain management countless times. In the last 2 years, I usually have a window of a couple good hours a day, and I'm now hitting my wall for the day where I won't be able to do much else.
Despite numerous doctor visits, the underlying problem remains unknown. She has an upcoming medical appointment to see a specialist, so for now, I took her home to rest. It felt like a really long ride home. I really wanted Mandy to feel better, so I set up a hot bath for her to settle into.
You okay?
No, I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Bring you to the hospital?
I don't want to go to the hospital again.
Well, I gave you a bath.
Oh, okay, let's start with that.
Yeah? Okay.
Sometimes the heat helps. Oh, okay.
I'll cook supper with the kids. Don't worry about anything.
Okay. I can do that. No, I got it.
It's really days like these that have me questioning whether we should be taking on such a stressful project like building this house. By morning, Mandy felt a lot better. It was actually a beautiful spring day, and I was excited to meet up with Joe at the job site.
Hey, Joe.
How's Mandy?
She's doing a little bit better. Went home, rested, but it's kind of a waiting game now to see the specialist and see what's wrong with her.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so, but we gotta keep going with the build and hope for the best, right?
Exactly. I was just looking over the plan here. We're gonna start walls today. Boys are already hauling material, so let's go give them a hand.
Perfect.
One, two, three. This is like way too small a wall for 3 people.
How many people does it take? Would you look at that? Mark, hold your end of the wall. Apparently I gotta build. Which wall? Hold that wall!
There we go.
And with the occasional scream from Joe for motivation,
3, 2, 1.
we managed to get those walls up one after the other.
How'd that feel, Mark?
Good.
Feel super jacked?
Yeah. That's right.
Another hugely productive day on the job site. And driving home, I was in a fantastic mood. That is until I got a phone call from the plumber.
Hello.
Hey Mark, it's Serge calling. We gotta go do a job out of town in the next 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Oh, wow. Okay, that's a long time. There's no way to change it around, eh?
No, not really.
Okay, then I'll make some changes and we'll make the best of it.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
That sucks.
Hopefully, Mandy's day went better. After waiting months to see a specialist about her health, today's finally the day we'll get some answers. Today's adventure is kicking off with concrete. We're getting ready to pour the cement pad for the garage floor. At the sight of that cement truck showing up, everyone hopped to it.
Great day for concrete, boys. Woo!
And once that concrete started flowing, it was carefully directed to fill the deeper outer edges of the form first.
So we want to fill in all the corners, and we're starting from the edge and we're making our way to the middle of the concrete slab. What we're doing is we're basically sloping everything to our drainage system that's at the middle of the garage. So when we're driving in winter and I drive into my garage and I have a little bit of snow, it melts, it goes into the drain, and off it goes.
The rest of the pad was poured in sections, carefully leveling it out to create a nice, smooth, even surface.
So now the next step is the waiting game. You want to make sure that your concrete is fully cured before you drive on or build any walls. So we're going to be waiting 7 days, and then we're going to start building our garage walls.
And just like that, a whole week has gone by. Not only is the concrete garage pad set, but Joe's crew has already built the walls.
So does Joe get our landscaping bill?
I don't know, it looks like he drove his truck on the front lawn.
Looks like he drove a couple of trucks on our lawn. Garage looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
I see my trusses there.
Your trusses,
My
our
trusses.
trusses. Well, first delivery, now execution. We gotta throw them up there.
By the time we've arrived on site, the process of getting those trusses lifted up and screwed into place was well underway. Mandy was really excited to learn how to use the boom.
So this is your controls for the arm.
Okay.
If you go this way.
Okay, Mandy, we should be ready. Let's lift it up.
I took more of a supervisory role.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, take it slow. You're doing great. Keep going up. Just go up just a bit. Nice. There we go. Perfect.
Goal is by the end of the day to have all the trusses up and installed. This is exciting. We are one step closer to getting a roof on this place, and I love it.
There we go.
I battled my fear of heights and joined Joe on top to lend a hand.
I think this build is a little different than the last one because we're better prepared. So it was easier to plan this one around because we knew exactly, you know, this step leads to this step, leads to that step. This is a potential problem, that's a potential problem. This is a potential problem, that's a potential problem.
You're a potential problem.
Your mother's a potential problem. So we just knew what to expect, and I think we really just relied on ourselves.
Better prepared.
The house is coming together quite well so far. However, no matter how prepared we feel or how well organized and thought out our strategy may be, sometimes life can throw devastating, unforeseen circumstances our way.
You okay?
No, I'm in a lot of pain right now.
That test our strength, resilience, and commitment to those plans.
There have been so many times over the last few months where Marc has had to drop me off at the emergency room with the health issues I'm dealing with. I go in and I'm usually kept for at least 24 hours for pain management. The last few times when Marc and the girls have dropped me off at the hospital, they've been crying in the back seat. I've been crying in the front seat. My poor husband has to kind of rally us all together.
I feel like we're living a nightmare. I don't know what's wrong with Mandy. I'm trying to be strong for her and the girls, but I just... no one can figure out what's wrong with her.
Dealing with that physical stress on top of the build definitely hasn't been easy, and I know it's affecting our girls, and that breaks my heart.
Next time on Marc and Mandy, hard decisions have to be made.
I just want the pain to stop for her. She's in so much pain. It's too much for her. It's too much for the kids. It's too much for our family. And we started this whole project. I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish it.
Closed captioning for this program has been brought to you by Boiron. Get through winter in good health with Boiron Homeopathic Medicines. Boiron, your health deserves the greatest respect.